I click the record button. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Team Excelsior Team Call. It is October 27th, and I am so freaking excited for this call. I'm just going to make sure everybody is muted, so we are good to go. And I'm going to jump right in to our presentation because we have a guest speaker today, and I'm so excited for it. So let me go to my Canva. All right, quick little recognition. Shout out to our babes on the board, Alyssa, Veronica, Olivia, Izza, and Sam. And it is the 27th, so there's 4 days left in the month. Y'all bet your booty. We're all pushing, and we are all sending all those messages because we have a freaking gift to offer. And I'm so freaking excited because I know, like, these next 2 months are just, like, the ultimate grind time, the ultimate time to just lock in and really be creating connections with people and talking to new people and adding new people and really building that relationship and that trust. And this is the time for you to make sure you are consistent as fuck, just like any other time. But right now it's so important because you know when January rolls around and everybody is like, New Year's resolution, they're going to think of you first. So make sure you are staying consistent and building those relationships at this time, even if people are not saying yes, go for no. And I want to shout out our coach of the week, Alyssa, this week. And Alyssa I feel like she really deserved it this week because I feel like there was just a mindset shift. I'm not sure what day it was, but she sent me a voice message and she's like, you know what, Mad, like you were so right. Like there's been like, I've had like these blinders on and like finally for the first time, I feel like I'm just taking them off and like really going after this. And she signed a coach, which is amazing from, I believe, her coach webinar. So it's just awesome to see her consistently growing and consistently like looking and taking action and going out and using her resources and doing coach webinars and just like taking what her upline and all of Team Elevate and me as her coach are giving her and her just taking action on it. And that's what I really want you guys to start doing is being a leader, being the CEO of your business. And I really see that in Alyssa. So shout out to you, babe. And she's a mom. Like that's like extra points there because she's hella busy. But let's move on to some quick announcements. All of these ones are the same from last week. Besides the summit ticket, that is now on sale. It is finally, the time where they're doing the quick like week and a half sale. So make sure you are checking that out. It is the lowest price that they're going to have. And if you're on this call, your ass needs to be at Summit. There's no excuses. I tell this story all the time, but I rode in a car for 14 hours with a lady I had never met before to get to my first summit. So I'm not accepting any excuses from you. Whatever you come up with is not good enough. And then this weekend is Super Weekend. Make sure you buy your ticket. Make sure you are posting. I think I made a post about it in our team page about like which one you're going to. Post in the chat which one you're going to. And if you don't have your ticket yet, make sure you buy it now because a lot of them it's more expensive if you buy it there. And depending on where you go, if it's a really big one, they might sell out. So make sure you do have your ticket to a Super Weekend. And then the next thing I just wanted to talk about, because this is going to happen during the week, is the Peppermint Mocha Shakeology. I'm probably going to make a post about it on my stories tonight, just to like start an email list, start talking about it, maybe come up with my own version of Peppermint Mocha and post about it, like a recipe on my stories to get people interested. And I know they talked about that on the Team Elevate call last week. So if you missed that, make sure you go back and watch. Last thing I want to say is, guys, you should have gotten another promo code for promo code for $20 off this week, and it's good until the end of the month. So if you are like, talk about it on your stories. There's somebody not muted. Okay, there we go. You should have gotten a new promo code to use for this last week of the month. Use it. Like, talk about it on your stories. Like I'm probably going to make a post tomorrow because I talked a lot about coaching tonight. Maybe I'll say it tonight. But I was going to talk about it tomorrow and just offer this because It's $20 off, and why not? And then the Beachbody Activewear, they did come out with a new line. I know they talked about this on the Elevate call, but it is really cool. I'm going to check it out because it counts for PV towards us and TV, and we obviously get commission on it. So if we start wearing it and people are asking us where we're getting our stuff, we can have them buy our activewear and also get a commission for it. Last thing I want to talk about is if you are not in the Excelsior Diamond Dig group, it's already kicked off and it's fucking awesome, and I'm so excited for it. And after our team call tonight, if you posted your tracker in there on last Thursday, if you haven't, make sure you go do that. But after our team call every week on Sunday, I was doing like a Mads personally sponsored call, but now we're going to do it for everybody who's staying accountable in that group and posting their tracker. So it's really just going to be like a hangout call. So you have to earn it every single week. So if you're not in there, make sure you fill out the application. It's freaking awesome, and we have some awesome speakers coming in there and just really providing value. And now is the time, guys. I know your goals. I know you guys are pushing, and we're so fucking close to elite. It literally makes me want to like scream. So that was the time, and make sure you are staying accountable in there. And then just a quick, oh my gosh, words. A quick glance at our week ahead is our Monday National Wake Up Call. Tuesday, we're doing something fun on the Team Elevate call, so make sure you are there. Doing a Team Power Hour on Wednesday. Thursday, Halloween, and payday. And then, of course, Super Weekend this weekend and this upcoming weekend. And then our team call and the Diamond Dig Hangout call afterwards. But I know that took a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I'm so excited for our guest speaker tonight. We have Kait Teft, who is one of Cassie's coaches. And I figured, like, what better way to actually, Cassie spoke in our Diamond Dig group, and I was like, you know what? Like, I want, Cassie is such a rock star, and I want one of her rock stars to, like, come on and speak for us. And Kait is so fucking consistent, obviously, because she is a 365er 2 times, which just means Shakeology for 2 years straight. And everybody should be a 365er if you're a coach. So it really shows her consistency on that end of her own personal journey, and a Success Club 10 All-Star, meaning she has hit Success Club 10 every single month for a year, and she is number 418 in the company, which is freaking incredible. And I'm so proud of you, girl, and I'm so excited for her to speak because she is a full-time accountant and only working this part-time, but obviously crushing it. So I'm really excited to have you share. I'll stop sharing my screen and go ahead, Kait.
In my like man voice. But I'm so excited to be on here. I love seeing like familiar faces because like I see you guys all on Team Elevate and I love it. So like you said, I'm Kait. I'm the founder of Team Impact, and I signed up with Cassie in 2017. And I'll tell you just a little bit about me. Not super into it. I'm gonna hide the chat because I will get like so hyped up by your comments. So when I started, I was 35 pounds overweight. I am a full-time accountant, and I was just after my wedding, and I was in like a really dark place. And Cassie, if you guys know Cassie, she had been asking me to join her team for a very long time, but I wanted absolutely nothing to do with her. And a little bit of background about me is the reason I want nothing to do with this is because I was someone who suffered with chronic migraines my entire life. I suffered with really bad anxiety, panic attacks, depression. Because of all that, I actually fell into a dark hole with addiction to opiate painkillers for about 2 years, which I am so motherfucking blessed to be here right now. I've been 7 years clean, but when Cassie was asking me, like right after my wedding, I was still dealing with a lot of that crap from getting clean. It's a really long process if you know anyone who's been through it. And in that process of doing that, I had gained 35 pounds, and I was just in this really, really dark place, and I was doing absolutely everything I could besides answering Cassie. So I'll go past that. I finally jumped into Beachbody, and I never worked out a day in my life, guys. Like, it's funny, people like go on my Instagram now and they're like, oh, she's like a fit queen. And I'm just like, girl, I never played sports. I never did any of that stuff. I didn't even know how to walk around a soccer park. So when I started Beachbody, I started with Core de Force. I didn't even follow a meal plan. I wanted to be Cassie's worst customer. And I literally just beat bopped around my kitchen doing like MMA moves, and I was having a really good time. I felt like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Guys, within like 2 weeks, it was like I was drinking the shakes. I was drinking the shakes and I was doing quarter-fours. And within like 2 weeks, I was like, holy shit, like, I feel fucking incredible. I'm a 365er because those shakes have changed my entire life. If you're not drinking the shakes, go drink them because my God. Within 2 weeks, I hadn't had a panic attack, and I was like, that's new. I only had like one headache, which was like, that's so new. Like I struggled with this since I was 16. So 2 weeks in, I was like, okay, now I understand what this is all about. And I was still struggling with a lot of stuff. And I'll have you know, so that was August of 2017 that I started. In December of 2017, all that shit that I dealt with leading up to it kind of like caved in at me at once, and I quit. I blocked Cassie on Facebook. I left all the challenge groups. I went into this dark hole that I didn't know if I would get out of because I had started too late. One of my best friends that I met in Cassie's challenge group, Emma Manges, she kind of pulled me out, and she was like, you know what, you need something. Let's do 80-day obsession together. So I jumped into 80-day obsession with her. I kind of came back to it. And guys, I went all the fuck in. And when I say all in, I mean, I would have a meltdown if I had a peanut butter M&M. I went all in. I did the time nutrition. I did the workouts. I didn't miss a day. I stuck by that program 110%. And if you follow me on Instagram, if you see me on Instagram, I am like the preacher of balance. I'm the preacher of living the balanced life. But I tell all my girls, all my team, all my challengers that yes, balance is freaking awesome, but you go all in first. You do the work first to get to the balanced life. And we say it all the time with like team, like do the work now to live the life you want to live later. That applies to your journey too. Go all in now so that you can live the balanced life later. Because you know what? People watch me. I wasn't even coaching during 80-day obsession, but I was still like sharing my transformation photos. I was still like, like, oh, look at me. And people saw me do that consistently, and they saw me and they built trust with me because I went all in. So now when I'm living balance, they know that at one point I went all in. And actually, I just posted a new transformation photo today because I'm starting the work tomorrow, and I'm going back to my roots, and I'm going all the frick in because I'm really excited to go back to that. I'm excited for that. I need my ass kicked. So I'm not gonna talk too much about myself, but since then I've lost 35 pounds. I'm literally in the best shape of my life. I'm living a really balanced life. I'm off all of my medications. I'm on no controlled substances besides one medication for my like anxiety that's not a controlled substance. I manage just with fueling my body right, moving my body, and I use a little bit of CBD. But other than that, I'm off of everything. I no longer have chronic migraines. And it's just been, Beachbody has saved my entire life. I am so passionate about this shit that like, I'm sure it pours everywhere because I am passionate that this has changed my world. So I want to talk to you guys about two things because I want to give you guys some things that you can actually take away from this. So there's two things that like most people ask me to talk about is I'm a Success Club 10 All-Star, and I didn't go from like Success Club 4 and 6 up to 10. It was around this time of year, actually last year, which is like the hardest months of the year, that I was at Success Club 0, and then all of a sudden I went to 10. And I never stopped hitting 10. And I just want to explain how that kind of happened. So, like I already said, I went all the fuck in with a program. Guys, if you are not all in on a program, if you're not hitting Success Club and you're wondering why, that might be the reason why. Go all in. 80 days, if you're doing 80-day obsession, if you're doing 6 weeks of the work, it's usually around like, 80 days? It's 80 days of your entire life. Do it, get the results, and show that because people want to build trust with you. So I had gotten the results, and I had started coaching, I think in like March of 2018, but I didn't want to do the work. I would post a transformation photo, but I didn't want to send invites. I didn't really want to post every single day, and I didn't want to read personal development. That was like not my thing. And I wasn't doing the things. And I don't even think there was a BAT back then, but if there was, I wasn't following it. So I think it was Lift 4 came out, and Lift 4 was my jam. That is what got me into the best shape of my life. And when Lift 4 came out, I was like, I love this. And I just started, it was right then that I was just like, you know what I noticed that when I did 80-day obsession, it was like, if you halfway ass it, you're going to halfway get results. If you half-ass this business, you're going to half-ass get results. So you have to realize that. So when I started, I went to Cassie in like, I think it was like July, and I'm like, you know what, I'm already doing all the things, like, just tell me what to do and I will do it. And I actually got a call with Ashley, and they both just kind of told me, like, just do this. So I did it. And as Maddie said, like, I'm probably the most consistent person you will probably ever follow on Facebook, on Instagram. I actually went out this past weekend for like a Halloween bar crawl thing, and I didn't wake up until like noon because I was out all night, and I had like 20 messages in my inbox just from random people on Instagram asking me where I was, because I'm normally up at 5 a.m. every single morning working out, so everyone thought I like died. And that's called consistency. Um, so basically, I went to Success Club 10 because I live by the freaking BAT. And I don't want to preach to you guys about the BAT, but you guys hear it every single day. But I am living proof that the BAT is what will get you freaking results. People didn't make the BAT for no reason, guys. They know what they're talking about. If a top coach is telling you to do your BAT, just do it. Just do it. And consistency, and I'm also very like authenticity. So I go with consistency and authenticity. I talked to my team recently about, like, you do the BAT, and I'm a part-time coach. So if you guys have read the 10X rule, so, you know, there's a lot of people that say, like, you know, if things aren't working, 10X the number of invites you send, 10X the number, you know, but I'm a part-time coach. I do this like an hour of my day. So I kind of took that to a different level, and I decided to do 10X the value of the stuff that I do. So if that makes sense. So I'm doing the BAT every day, and you can do the BAT every single day. You can work out and you can check that box. You can follow your meal plan, you can check that box. You can send invites and you can check that box. Or when I do my workout, I freaking go all in on my workout, and I show people. I am laughing, I'm smiling, I am like struggling and showing the struggle. I'm making it fun. When I show what I'm eating, I don't just take a picture of my shake. I put a little blurb about what the shake is doing for me, or I actually show my containers. I'm excited all the freaking time. I bring like that value to the things that I can do on the BAT every single day. I'm so excited every day on my stories. I've literally built my business off of FOMO. Like, I say it all the time, but FOMO is what people watch, and they're gonna build such, like, I want to be doing that. It looks like it's so much fun. I hear that all the time from people. They're like, it looks like what you're doing is so much fun. And I'm like, it is. And I'm not faking it. I'm literally having the time of my life down here in my basement, but I'm showing that. And I think the biggest thing is, like, if you feel like you're doing your BAT, but you're not getting results, don't just check boxes, man. Actually do the activities and do them and bring value to them. You have to be very intentional with your time, especially if you're part-time. And I'm not very, I don't know if this is just me, but I'm not very like pushy. I'm not a pushy. I literally, like I said, I built my business off FOMO. So when I started and I was sitting in Success Club 10, it was because I was sending all the invites and everything. But I live by this kind of motto. It's like, if you want to join me, that's cool. If you don't want to join me, that's still cool, but I'm still going to be here doing my thing. You can, you know, I never like push anyone. I'm just like, all right, that's cool. Why don't you want to? They give me a reason why. We kind of go back and forth, and I'm just like, all right, no problem. Come by. I'm still going to be over here doing my thing. You cannot let the no's get to you. Like, all of my rock star coaches and everyone are people that have said no to me for like a year. So that's it. But guys, like, going like 10x the value of the stuff you bring, and that is what brought me to Success Club 10. I started doing all of the things. I started doing them all every single day. It literally takes an hour of your day. Inviting is not scary. It's seriously, it's copying and pasting, guys. So if you're not inviting, if you say you don't have time to invite, I literally at work the other day, I was watching one of Michelle Cahill's like live videos in our leadership group, and she mentioned like sending invites from the bathroom. I literally got up and went to the bathroom, and I sent like 50 invites from the toilet. I think I got to sign up from that. So you have time. And I think one of the big things that I really put a lot of value in, especially in regards to team building, is my challengers, guys. So people tend to, what I noticed, like my own team, you sign someone up and it's like, cool, those are Success Club points, on to the next. Who am I going to get next? There's a person behind those two Success Club points you just got. And that person could be your next rockstar coach. Every person on my team, I think besides one, started as a challenger. And the person that didn't start as a challenger was doing Beachbody since 2015 and switched to me because she saw that I was giving my challengers a good experience. So focus on the people that you have, guys. My challengers, I give them so much value. I started using, if you're not using the challenge tracker, I was just giving a training to my team about it. Use a challenge tracker. You can literally, so every week you can like look at their past week. You can see everything they've done in the past week, and you can literally just send them a message right from there. It'll pop up on their phone. And it's like, hey, I've seen you slacked off in the last week. You know, what happened? Is there anything I can help you with? Shoot me a text. They love that. In a Facebook group, you can't see that. You don't know what they're doing. You can't tell if they worked out last week. So I've been loving that. And I do like weekly leadership boards, kind of like, it takes 5 minutes. I put up a leadership board. I look at what workouts they did that week. And I put a little leadership board up that says like, you know, congrats, these girls worked out 5 times this week. And they love that. And then the next couple of days, you see everyone popping on with workouts. And giving my challengers all of that, like I said, like 10xing the value that I bring into checking into the challenge group. You can check into your challenge group and post your workout in there, or you can actually check in on your girls and just give them more value. So especially if you're part-time, really be intentional with that part-time that you have, and that makes all the difference. So literally when I started like really using the challenge tracker, got away from Facebook, I made my own challenge tracker by myself. Mention that, by myself. I had like nobody in it at first. And I just started giving them a good experience. That's when I realized like some of those people like were like, I want to come do this with you. And I was like, so that's basically how I got from like starting going from Success Club 0 to Success Club 10, was being consistent every single day. Oh, I have a very solid routine. As part-time, it's really hard to like you working full-time. I schedule out every part of my day, even like time with my husband, which it sounds weird, but you have to do that. So I wake up at 4:45. I drink my Energize, then I start storing, I check out on my challengers, I press play at 5:30, then I check into my challenge groups, I go to work, I follow on my breaks, I invite on my lunch, I post my post after work, and then I spend 7 to 9 working on this business. It wasn't that intense when I first started, but now that I'm building a team, I spend more time on it because it's important to me. But I'm very consistent about all of it. Same thing every single day. You would think people would think it get boring, but they don't. I feed my cat turkey every single day at the same exact time, and they live for that story. If you think that your day is boring, it's not. I don't do anything, guys, besides like once in a while on the weekends. I literally have the same thing every day, but people freaking love it. So enjoy watching my cat eat turkey, because apparently everyone loves it. So consistency, be authentic. I don't hide anything, guys. I literally show up like half drunk on my stories on Halloween, and people are like, Cassie once messaged me and she was like, Kate, I don't think you want that up on your stories. I'm like, yes, I do. People relate to that. Be real, be yourself. Like, I'm a real person, I'm a human, and people like that. They're like, oh, she still goes out and she still has fun and she's still doing her things, but then she's right, coming from Cassie, I know. But she's still living her life and she's still having a good time and she's still getting results, because that shows that this is realistic. And that's really what got people to join me, because they're like, wow, Kate's still living her life. She's not just working out all the time and eating on plan all the time. Like, this is realistic, guys. So be yourself, be you. People are going to see, I gotta ignore the chat. People are going to relate to the person that you are, and you don't have to be perfect. I gotta tell her that after this. So that's going from Success Club 0 to Success Club 10. Be yourself, be consistent, do your damn BAT, but do it times 100, 10x, 100x those fucking vitals. So then I want to talk about, I started getting Success Club 10, but the thing I wasn't doing was growing a team. I was really good at signing challengers. I was really good at building challenge groups, and I was really good at getting my own results in my like health and fitness journey. But as far as like building an actual team, I wasn't that great at it. So I think Maddie kind of mentioned at the beginning, but I don't care if you have nobody underneath you. I don't care if you have 2 challengers. You're going to show up on Instagram and you're going to act like you're a damn top coach. Start talking like a leader. You guys are all leaders. Act like it. I've had people sign up with me that they thought I was making like all this money and that I had this giant team. I'm like, no, it's just me and 2 other people. But I acted like I had this giant team. So if you don't have a team name right now, or you don't have like an idea for a team yet, you should get off this call and you should think of a team name. You should, first of all, break off from whatever challenge group you're in. If it's not your own, make your own challenge group, make your own challenge tracker, Facebook group, I don't care what it is, and make your own team name. Team up with somebody else like in here. Don't make it your coach. Like, team up together and start something of your own. Because when you start building that leadership mindset, when you start acting like a leader, people feel that. They feel that confidence. They feel it on your Instagram. They feel it in your challengers, feel it in your groups that you're a leader, and they're like, wow, like, and they'll want to come lead too. You have to lead the pack. And I think that was like a big mindset switch I had, was just like, I have to start acting like a leader. I have to start acting like I have a team, even though I didn't have a team. I made the name Team Impact, and I started talking about it like it was a thing, and then it became a thing. That's how it works. And I started doing coach webinars, but that's another thing, is like, do what your people tell you to do. I was doing coach webinars. I did like a sneak peek Insta page that went okay. Coach webinars were a little bit better. And then Ashley told us to make a coach page the other day. So I literally went home that day and I made a coach info page because someone told me to do it. So I did it. Crazy how that works. So I made that. That's done. So a bigger thing, you should be doing a coach webinar, coach page, coach Insta, sneak peek, whatever, every single month. And I think the hardest thing for me was actually talking about coaching. And that was like the biggest mindset switch I'd have. Because like I said, I was always signing challengers. I was always running these kick-ass challenge groups. And I got my stories. I talked all about the meal plans, all about the fitness. And I know some of you are guilty of this. The only time I talked about coaching was when I had a cute picture with my friend who was also coaching. And it was like, the community is so great. And that's like all I ever talked about with coaching, was when we had like a cute friend pick at brunch, or we had a super Saturday pick, and it was like, this community is awesome. And that's literally all I talked about with coaching. But people need to hear the other stuff. People need to hear about the money's not gross. They need to hear about the money. They need to hear about the other perks, how it gives you accountability, everything else that it's done for you, because the community is awesome. And if I got nothing out of this but the community, I would be happy. But people want to hear that other stuff. Money's not gross. The world runs on money. You need it. When I first started talking about actual coaching was when I was able to put a down payment on my new car. And I posted this picture of me in front of my car, and that is literally the first sign up I got as a coach. And I was like, wow, people really do want to make money off of this. And if you're passionate about it, and even if you don't have an income right now, even the small things. I talked about one time how I went to Wegmans and I was able to buy the organic peanut butter for the first time ever in my life, and people latched onto that. Because I was like, it's such a small thing, but that's like a little victory that some people want to have. Or you're driving down the street and you don't have to worry about if you don't have gas in your car, or you don't have to check your bank account when you buy groceries. Those little tiny victories, that's what people are going to relate to. Talk about them. Talk about them. Don't feel like you don't have a story, because you do. And don't be scared to talk about coaching, because that was the biggest mistake I ever made, was I waited way too long to start talking about coaching. I see we're running out of time, so I'll stop rambling. But yeah, so that's basically my thing, is just consistency, being authentic to yourself. Do the things. I feel like you guys probably hear that all the time, is just be consistent, but that's literally what has built my business, was being consistent, going all in on my vitals, 10xing them, giving value to everything. Don't just post a selfie and put one line. Give your story, tell your story. I talk about me being a former drug addict. I talk about the deep, scary things that I don't want to share. And every time I do, that's when someone messaged me and says, thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. It might be scary for me, and it still makes me want to throw up when I talk about especially my addiction days, but that is the time that I get the most engagement from my people, and that they really like relate. So, throwing up a thing and saying, come join me, that's not going to get anybody. Throwing up and telling your story, even if you feel like you don't have a story, you do, people will come to that. So consistency, authenticity, act like a leader, talk about coaching, and really focus on the people that you do have instead of just chasing the next person, I think, is what I had to say.
Fucking chills, yo. That was everything. Can we give like a clap for real? That was literally so good. So good. And I feel like it was everything that we needed to hear, was keep it simple but give fucking value. Like, I feel like the two biggest things was like vitals and value every single day, and just going to that next level, taking it to that next level. That was amazing. And seriously, I had no idea. I did not know about like your drug addiction and everything, like that part of your story. So powerful. And it really shows you guys like being vulnerable, sharing your story, even if like, I love that you said like not believing you have a story. Guys, every single one of you are here for a reason. You're on this call for a reason. Like you got started somehow. Something that your coach said spoke to you, and that's why you're here today. And you have to just like realize like the power in that, because whatever your story is, chances are like somebody else is going to relate to that. I mean, you summed it up pretty well, but like the all in with the program too, guys,
Yes.
nutrition is there for a reason. Like I feel like I've been preaching on this hard, but we have all of the tools to literally transform your life. Like you have to use them first in order for other people to trust you. And the thing is, when you trust yourself, when you build that confidence in yourself, that's when other people are going to trust you. That's when other people are going to look to you for guidance. I don't know. It was just, if you guys have any questions, you want to ask, or just unmute yourself or post them in the chat. Sam said, curious about your inviting. Do you send cold invites? Also, how many are you consistently sending daily to hit Success Club 10?
I consistently send daily. There's not a day I don't send invites, but kind of my thing is anyone who commented on my last post, I send them an invite. Anyone who watched my stories, I send them an invite. I don't usually need to cold invite because I usually have enough there. But if I have to, I damn well will. I'll go through my following and go through a letter and do it if I have to. I don't really like to. I like to have them engage with me first, but I do it. I think it ends up being like at least 30 to 40 messages a day. Even if they're not just like new invites, at least a follow-up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, yeah, go ahead, Sam.
It's just easier to unmute myself. I agree with you that like I love inviting off of like people who are engaging with my stuff, but then I get to that point where it's like, okay, it's the same people every single day, like, and not wanting to re-invite them. At least like I'll even do a follow-up 2 weeks later instead of like waiting like a full month. But I'm just curious because like I feel like I'll send like 50 to 100 invites a day, whether that's like people who are engaging on my stuff or cold invites, and sometimes it's a stretch for me to hit SC10. So I'm a numbers person. Like
No, that's fine.
Yeah, so
I shoot for at least like 30 to 40 a day. That sounds like a lot, but I'm not even counting invites. That's just messages in general. So whether it's a follow-up or an invite, I shoot for 30 to 40 a day. I'll choose a letter in my following. If I'm finding that I don't have enough people to invite, that's when I don't know if you saw it in Elevate, there's like a connections power hour, which is like finding a new way to find your people. I can tag you guys in that if you want. And it really helped. I did it for an hour and it completely changed up the people who were watching my page. So then I had new people when I felt like I was stuck with who I was inviting. I had all these new eyes on my page. And then it was really awesome to like, when I cold invite, I messaged them like, hey, hope you don't mind me popping in. I just wanted to say hi. And, I'm starting this new boot camp, whatever. I don't say thanks for following me, but and another thing I want to say is like, I've never gotten a mean message. And I know that sounds weird, but literally in 2 years, I've never gotten a mean message. And I think it's because, like you said, you go all in, you have your passion, and you actually I bleed Beachbody. I love it. So no one's ever been mean to me, even with a cold message. Because I kind of just like keep it casual. But I did this connection power hour and it was really helpful. If you're feeling like you don't have new eyes on your page, that was like, I got all these new eyes on my page I never had before. So
yeah, I would love that.
I'll find it. I'll send it to you guys.
Thank you.
No problem.
Did anybody else have any other questions? That was a good one, Sam. Yeah, I find that what I was just going to say about that was like, I find that when I make sure that I set timers to go and connect with people and like look at their pictures and comment and send messages and stuff, like then they'll start looking at my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that is also a key. That's why it's on our bat, so just making sure that you are finding new people. But any other questions, guys? We have about 3 minutes left. Gucci, that was so awesome, Kate. I'm trying to think if I have any other questions. Okay, what would you, last question, I guess, is a lot of my girls are pushing to diamond right now because we're pushing towards elite. What is your biggest tip while, going after that? Because obviously
after diamond?
Yeah.
First of all, set a date. Don't just say that you're going to hit diamond.
Yep.
It was actually, Maddie, I don't know if you went, when everyone went to Disney World for your guys' thing, I had such bad FOMO about it. So before you guys were leaving, I was like, okay, when you guys get back I posted an Elevate. I said, when you guys get back from Disney, I'm going to be diamond. and I put it out there, put skin in the game. I put it out there that I was going to be diamond. When they came home, I was diamond. And like I said, I think the biggest thing was that was the day that I started showing up in my stories and on my Instagram as a leader. I made a team name, I did all that, and I showed up as a leader, talked about coaching. Literally, it took like 2 weeks after I started talking about coaching and made a team name and did all that, acted like a leader, that I had another leader come join me. And then it was just a matter of getting my CBC to Emerald. But then I had another leader. You just need one leader, guys, just one.
Yes. Like, seriously, guys, it is a decision. You pick a date and make that decision that you are going to make it happen. And you do it.
One leader.
Like, yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, for real. That was awesome. I don't have anything else. Let's take a quick picture. Does somebody else, would you guys mind taking a picture? Because my screen is blue. My computer is messed up. All right, so a real exam. Yes, I love it. All right, thank you so much, Kate. That was amazing. And if you guys are in the Dig Diamond, what is it? Diamond Dig, forgot for a second, group, make sure you just re-click the link if you posted your tracker. If you have not, go spend a minute and do that. All right, I love you guys. Bye.